All right, so let me actually go to Ruby on Rails course content so that we can actually see the contents that we are going to cover in this course. So the number 12, Ruby on Rails. So we're going to cover these two topics, Ruby and Rails installation and Ruby Basics 1. And for the next 14 or 15 weeks, we are going to cover up to deployment. And then these are the topics that we are going to cover in the subsequent sessions. So let's move on to Ruby on Rails installation. Based on the poll, about 80% of you have not written Ruby code before, which means you have not probably installed Ruby on Rails. So let's get to the lab documentation, and you are going to actually see, let's see, the step-by-step of Ruby on Rails installation. So here we go. So first of all, if you are running Windows or a Mac, the easiest way to install Ruby and Rails is actually installing Rails installer. So this is from Engine Yard. And you basically go to this website, and it does have a package that contains everything you need for Windows and also OS X. For those of you who are actually running Linux, I'm going to actually show you how to do that. I'm actually running VirtualBox with Ubuntu. And so basically, let me just go over here. Okay, so basically all you have to do is just running this code. Sudo apt-get install Ruby 1.9.1 is basically installing Ruby 1.9.1, and apt-get is the Linux package manager. And so it's actually ready to install, so you can just type Ruby -version and Ruby help. Okay, so this is the Linux version of it. And for those who have again Windows and OS X, this is the easiest way to install it. Okay. All right, so let's actually get back to, so that's what you do. And yeah, so this is actually documentation on Linux. And you can just type Ruby on Ruby version and Ruby help, and you should see these responses. Now, installation of documentation. So Ruby has what is called the Ruby Interactive RI command, which lets you see documentation of Ruby class. So if you want to see the documentation of symbol, for example, let me actually go this one. You can say RI array. So I'm actually seeing the array documentation, RI symbol class. So I'm actually seeing the symbol class documentation. Okay. So in order to do that, you have to actually install the all.data. data. So you want to install this and this. Okay. So either one is actually fine depending on your version, but you can install both. Okay. So once you've done that, then you should be able to see the documentation of Ruby classes. Okay. So this is what I just did. And in order to find out what documentation, so each, let's say, module is to have its own documentation installed. So if you want to actually see which one has been installed, you can just type RI and list all doctors like this. Then you should be able to see what has been installed in terms of documentation. So for now, I have installed the some Rails active pack and active record and things like that, and also RSpec. Okay. Okay, moving forward. Now, if you have installed the Rails installer on Windows and Mac, you should have Rails installed as well. So you should actually type Rails version and Rails help like this. And then it shows the version of Rails and Rails -help. And give you a help screen. Okay, so just check whether those things are working as well. And exercise 2 in this case is actually building Hello Rails application. So you can just you can just create the Rails application like this. If it actually comes back with these responses, and then that means the Rails installer has been completely installed, including Rails. Okay? So since we're going to actually cover Rails in detail later on, I'm going to just move forward. Okay. Right, so this is actually how you can actually build a very simple Hello World application, and then you can go to local 3000, and then you should see the screen that means the Rails has been installed correctly. And in this course, I recommend you to use Sublime Text 2 as your ID. I'm not actually the editor of your choice. You can use, in fact, any editor of your choice or any IDE of your choice, but I found Sublime Text is extremely powerful tool. In fact, many Rails Ruby developers are using Sublime Text 2. Actually, many, let's say, the JavaScript developers and PHP developers and Python developers, they all actually use Sublime Text 2. So you can download Sublime Text 2 from this link. It's actually a commercial product. I think it is about $50. It's actually definitely worth the money. But you can use for free, without any limitation. It's going to actually pop up once in a while that you have to pay. Another way that you can actually use it for free is you can go to the development version, and again, you can actually use this one for free. Okay. Then you are going to actually install what is called the package control package. Yeah, I'm going to actually, in fact, the one session as part of the JavaScript, Advanced JavaScript Framework course later on how to use the Sublime Text effectively. But here for Rails and Ruby developers, I'm going to just show you how to actually use Sublime Text 2. So basically, you go to console. This is the way that you can actually install package. But in order to use the package installer, you have to install the package installer. So you go to View, and then you're going to, in this case, I already have a controller. So I'm going to just start from here. You have a controller here. Screen, and then what you want to do is you want to just copy. Here, basically, what you are doing is that you are actually installing package installer package. Okay, so you just type it and then press enter, and then from that point on, you should be able to actually install any package for Sublime Text 2, and then in fact many packages that you can install. Alright, so here, and once you have installed the package, then you can install later on. But, for 3.3, you're writing your first Ruby code. You can just say file, new file, and Control N. And then you just type whatever you want. And then you can save it. This is a way that you can actually see the Ruby syntax. So since it has not been saved yet, if you save it, then it will give you highlighted Ruby the syntax. But if you say set syntax Ruby, like SSRU, it also gives you the syntax highlighting. Okay, and you can save the file. And once you save the file, it also actually gives you syntax highlighting as well. All right, so that's pretty much what I want to do. And one of the packages that you can install is a Ruby format package or Ruby beautifier. So you go. This is a way that you can actually install the package. You go to Preferences and go to package control. So let me actually go to preferences, package control, and package install, and then it will give you a list of all the packages that are available. So if I just type Ruby, then you can actually see that a bunch of Ruby packages that you can install and use with the Sublime Text. Okay. All right, so that is pretty much what I have in mind in terms of installation. So let's actually go to the first Ruby topics, which is Ruby Basics 1. So let me see, I have not actually have